Hi everyone, hope you're okay and having a fab day so far. If you're new here, hi, welcome, my name's Alice. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Today is a wet, gloomy day. I don't know if you can hear the rain. I'm currently filming by the window and the window's open a tiny little bit, so I hope it's not too noisy. I find the noise quite relaxing, but I'll have to see if this audio is all messed up when I come to edit. Today I thought I would have a bit of a chat with you guys, and I'm here with a big mug of tea and like I said, a very rainy wet day, so I hope the lighting's okay. Today is day 5 maybe of our self-isolation lockdown quarantine thing that we're doing because we came back from France on Monday, so we're currently self-isolating, and that's why there's not been any videos the past couple of weeks, because like I said in my previous video I was travelling home to France. So if you missed that, I'll link it down below. It was all about travel anxiety and tips and tricks onto how I travel when suffering from anxiety, so that'll be linked down below. But for now we are back in the UK and it's very wet and gloomy, but to be fair, the weather in France wasn't much better. Today kind of feels like the perfect weather and kind of day. It's a very cozy day and it feels like the perfect kind of time to film this video that I want to film today. We all have down days, we all have moments when we're feeling a little bit low and sad and just generally in a bit of a low mood, so I thought I'd film a video where I talk through a few things that I like to do on days when I'm feeling like that. It might be that I'm just physically tired, like feeling very drained, or it's been a busy week and I'm feeling tired, or it might also be just very emotionally drained and just exhausted, but not physically but mentally, and I know the two generally go hand in hand. So I thought I'd film a video and talk to you guys about a few things that I like to do when I'm feeling emotionally drained and just physically having a bit of a down day, how I boost myself back up, and a few things that I like to do to just try and help my mood and just improve my day a little bit. So yeah, that's what I thought I'd talk about today, whilst having a cozy day inside, drinking my tea. So yeah, let's get into the video. When I'm having a down day, I don't know about anybody else, but I think it's good to kind of identify why you're feeling down. Like, I like to check in with myself and ask myself, what is it I'm feeling down about? And sometimes there is simply no answer to that question. I don't know whether that's kind of like something when depression wise, I don't know whether other people feel that way, but sometimes you can't always explain your feelings and you can't always pinpoint what's making you feel a certain way. But I do think just kind of sitting back and thinking what's happened, what happened yesterday, what's coming up, maybe question what might be affecting your mood and why you might be feeling a little bit low. I think checking in with yourself, going on a nice long walk, or I like going for a drive. I have, like, back home, I went there a few times, I have like this nature spot where I just like to go, and it's on the top of a hill and it looks down onto nature, or I'm just surrounded by fields, and I find it's a really great like reflection spot. I don't know whether everybody else has little places where they enjoy going to spend time and be alone and reflect on things, but that's definitely somewhere where I like to go when I'm back home. I've yet to find somewhere in Leeds yet, but just checking in with yourself and also not beating yourself up, allowing yourself to just feel a little bit down but question why you're feeling like that, and maybe, you know, there might be a simple fix but there might also not be, and that's okay. I think recognising that you're not going to be happy and energised and feeling 100% all the time, once you realise that and you kind of allow yourself to feel those emotions, if you have any ideas of how you kind of check in with yourself and self-reflect, maybe, you know, jot them down below to help other people. Journaling as well is a really good kind of idea or way to kind of just write things down and just let your mind wander, and you might sometimes come across something you think, oh, I hadn't thought about that, but maybe that's affecting me, or maybe, you know, that event coming up's making me feel really low, or the fact that that happened yesterday, I'm not happy about that, or there probably is a very simple explanation. You might also just be exhausted. So don't beat yourself up, just try and question why you're feeling the way you are. Something else I think is really important to do on days you're feeling a little bit down is to do something that you really enjoy doing. Do something that makes you happy. I don't know, that could be reading or writing, doing music, listening to music, cooking, going for a walk, seeing friends. Obviously that's difficult at the minute, but maybe like phone calling somebody. It could literally be anything that makes, whatever it is, do more of what makes you happy. Create yourself a day full of fun activities for yourself, or just if your idea of fun is having a chilled, relaxed day on the sofa under a cozy blanket watching Netflix all day, if you can afford the time to do that, then do it. If that's going to help boost you and that's going to help kind of replenish your energy stocks, then that is a great idea. I know me as a person that's very introverted, spending time by myself and doing things like that, whatever it might be, having a cozy day and literally speaking to nobody, sometimes that's just what you need. Somebody who's extroverted probably wouldn't understand that, and their idea of fun and a relaxation might be spending a day with friends and going out and doing something. But I know for me, definitely having a day, or even half a day, an hour, whatever it is, to just take stock and chill with yourself. Be with your emotions, but also just do whatever you want and makes you happy. That is really important, and it's also a really simple thing to do, but sometimes we forget to do it. The next thing I do, or like the next tip I have, is something that I've only really started doing in the past few months, and I'm still not very good at it, but I think it is so important to try not to beat yourself up and to allow yourself to feel those emotions. Recognize that you're allowed to feel down, and to just think, do you know what, today's a bad day, let me just sit it out, let me just feel those emotions, let me do things that make me happy, all the things I've said before, and try and improve your day. But sometimes the reality is you're just having a bad day, and that is fine. You're just having a day when you're not feeling in the mood for anything. And I think allowing yourself, recognising that everything's not ruined, you're just having an off day, and that tomorrow is another day. I think the problem is as well is we look at social media and we compare ourselves 24/7, and you look on Instagram, it's literally a highlight reel. You don't see anybody, very rarely do you see people sharing their negative parts to their day. You only see people sharing their highlights, which is great because that's what we want to see. We want to see inspirational things and happy things, but the problem is with that is you sit there for half an hour scrolling through your phone, and all you do is consume half an hour of the best bits of people's day or week or whatever, and then you sit back and think, oh, I'm not doing any of that, or none of that's happened to me. But nobody's showing those moments where things aren't going well. I think as a society we need to do that more, and there's no embarrassment of things not going well, and that's just real life. And I think the less we compare ourselves to other people, and the more we realise that actually people are only showing 1% of their day, and you know, another 80% of their day might have gone badly, but they're not going to show that. And it's the same, you know, in real life. We just need to appreciate that everything can't go well 24/7, and actually having a day to feel our emotions, be a bit down, recharge and re-energize, those days are just as important as days that go really, really well. The next one's something that I really like to do, but obviously everybody's different. On days when I'm feeling not myself, I think having a pamper and a bit of a self-care day, or even like an afternoon or an evening of it, I think it's really nice. Doing a face mask, washing my hair, like I said, sitting down watching Netflix or YouTube or a movie, or making yourself a nice hot cup of tea, or whatever makes you feel relaxed and zen. Reading a book. I think it's nice to focus on yourself and appreciate the good. Taking time to nurture yourself and do good for yourself is even more important on a day when you're not feeling good. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have a tendency, if my day's not going very well or I'm having a down day, it's very easy to have a negative outlook on everything else. It's hard to kind of focus on, oh, well, that's gone badly, but let me just put that to one side and let me be positive about everything else. I don't do that, and I don't know whether everybody else does that. I don't know whether anybody else does that. If you do, I commend you, that is very good. But I struggle to snap out of it sometimes, and I think that's easier said than done. So creating moments where you have to focus on the good, or you're taking time to nurture yourself and better yourself, I think that's really important. But my final things that I like to do, or I like to make sure that I try and do on days that I'm not feeling good, is writing and reading and talking to people. I think, you know, cozying up with a book or reading things that are going to better myself. Like, I'm really into reading quite factual books at the moment and learning specifically about eating disorders, but whatever kind of floats your boat on that front. Like, I don't know, I think bettering ourselves and learning something, developing our knowledge, gaining new skills, and I think that's a really good positive way to turn a bit of a spin on a bad day. and reading a book or reading a news article or a newspaper or a magazine or something we've read online. I think that's a great way to kind of maybe spark a bit of positivity or spark a bit of kind of excitement into a day that's not going particularly well. But also, you know, journaling out your thoughts, just like I said earlier, writing stream of consciousness and just kind of writing down and seeing where our thoughts take us. It's great to document the days when we're feeling fab and something exciting's happened and we want to talk about it, but I think it's equally as important to document those days that don't go as well, or days when we're just really not feeling it. I think those are almost more important to document and more interesting to look back on, and we probably learn more from those days as well. When you're not feeling great, talking to somebody, sometimes it's the last thing you want to do, but also sometimes you might just be like, do you know what, today's a rough one, I'm not enjoying it. Or, and you know, you never know where that conversation might lead you. They might be feeling the same way, and then you can both kind of empathise with each other on feeling rubbish. Or, you know, they might say, well, do you know what, I was feeling like that yesterday, but I did this, this and this, and then before you know it, you've changed your conversation to something a little bit more positive on how you can change a down day or not so good day into maybe a better one. So that kind of brings this week's video to an end. I hope you enjoyed watching. It was a bit of a random one, but I felt like having a chat, and today's a bit of a down day weather-wise, so it felt like the perfect video to film. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Please feel free to share my channel with anybody you know who's struggling, and I will leave a link to all my socials and my blog down below. Please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Salut!